Hi there. Welcome to Sales and Cocktails, Episode 2. I'm your host, Troy Harrison, the Sales Navigator, and today we're going to make a real simple cocktail and we're going to talk about a very fundamental sales issue. So let's get started. I call this a Malibu Libre. Everybody's heard of a Cuba Libre. It's pretty simple, just rum and Coke. Malibu Libre is my twist on that. It's Malibu coconut rum and Coke. And the reason I like this drink, we're going to do about an ounce and a half of Malibu. And then we're just going to, maybe less than an ounce and a half. And then we're going to basically put in approximately 4 ounces. And yes, I'm using Pepsi, not Coke. Sue me, I prefer Pepsi. Get it to about there. That's about 4 ounces. More. Give it a little stir with our extra long cocktail spoon. Put some ice in it. I always stir it before I put the ice in because it's harder to stir with ice in it. And the cool thing about this drink is foolproof. If you go to a bar and you're not sure if the bartender knows what the hell they're doing or if they're listening to you, you can order a Malibu and Coke and whatever you get, it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, that's good right there. Hey, some people would say, I don't know what the hell I'm doing behind a bar. Anyway, one area where I do know what the hell I'm doing is in sales. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. I have said many times that the most important skill in the salesperson's skill set is the ability to ask great questions. But the truth is, I'm only half right. Because the real skill is the ability and the desire and the willingness to listen to the customer and capture the information mentally that the customer is giving you, whether that's through taking good notes, whether it's through just capturing it in your head. By the way, I prefer taking notes. But the biggest complaint I always get from customers about salespeople is that they don't listen. Why don't salespeople listen? I think there are a few reasons. Number one, a lot of salespeople don't listen because they walk into the sales call with a preconceived notion of what the customer is all about, what the solution is going to be that they want, and they're just going through the formalities of asking questions to make themselves look good. Number two, and I think this is at least as common, if not more common, is that salespeople don't have their act together. What I mean by that is that salespeople are spending the time that the customer is talking trying to think of what they're going to say next instead of tuning in and listening to what the customer is saying. Then all of a sudden the customer stops talking, salesperson knows what they're going to say less, but they don't know what the heck the customer just said. Here's a hint. The words coming from the customer's mouth are much more valuable than the words coming from your mouth. Tune into those. So how do we get around this? Well, first of all, walk into a sales call with a mindset that I call tabula rasa, which means blank slate. It's okay to research your customer's industry. It's okay to research your customer, both the company and the person. But don't let that predetermine the results of the sales call for you. Don't start mentally putting them into a bucket before you have asked questions and heard what they had to say to figure out what they're all about. That's very frustrating as a customer. People want to feel heard. Matter of fact, nowadays, especially with social media, that is people's number one desire, is to feel heard. So how do we get around the second part of that, which is you're trying to figure out what you're going to say or ask next? It's very simple. Have a written questioning cheat sheet in front of you. Yes, that's what I said, a written cheat sheet, just like you were a novice salesperson. I'm going to tell you a secret. I've made thousands and thousands of sales calls in my 30 plus years of selling. For the vast majority of those, up to and including now, I still use a cheat sheet. Nobody thinks it's actually cheating. I've never had a customer go, hey, wait a minute. You got your questions written down. That's no fair. Customers appreciate it when you have your act together. Plus, if I have a cheat sheet of questions written down, I don't have to wonder where I'm going to go next because that helps keep me on track. That means I can tune in 100% to what my customers say. So, it's wonderful to ask great questions. I have a lot of training about it. I'm very passionate about getting salespeople to ask more and better questions than anybody in their market. However, if you don't listen to the answers of those questions, you're probably not going to be helped at all by those questions. And you sure as hell won't help your customer. So, the sales tip for today, to go with this tasty Malibu Libre. By the way, if you go to a bar and order this, don't order a Malibu Libre. Most bartenders won't know what you're talking about. Just order a Malibu rum and Coke. But it really is, in my opinion, a lot better than a regular rum and Coke. So, sales tip for today. Find a mechanism so that when the customer is speaking, you can tune in 100% with an open mind to hearing what it is that they are having to say. And with that, I'm Troy Harrison, the Sales Navigator. If you have enjoyed this video or has been helpful to you in any way, you know what to do. Like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, drop me a comment. Oh, and by the way, drink responsibly. Here's to sales. Time for my happy hour to start. I'll see you next time.